Gurubhyo Namaha, Namo Namaha. Extremely delighted to be in touch with you all. Today, the posting is on different levels of reality. There are three levels of reality: absolute reality, objective reality, subjective reality. The absolute reality is one which is there all the time and everywhere, and that is the only thing that is there. That the Vedanta says it is Brahman, the consciousness, and you are supposed to be. The Guru says that Tattvamasi, and the disciple, once he understands, he says that Aham Brahmasmi. This Atma is the Brahman, the Aikyam, the identification. That knowledge is given by all the Upanishad. I am Atma Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma. The consciousness is the Brahman. This is the absolute reality. Okay? This is what Advaita Vedantin says, only consciousness is there. Everything else is the appearance in the consciousness. The second reality is objective reality. What is objective reality? Whatever the object we see, whichever exists independent of the subject. For example, there is a mountain. You can see the mountain, somebody else can see the mountain. Whether you are a Hindu, you can see the mountain. Christian can see the mountain. Muslim can see the mountain. Sikh can see the mountain. Parsis can see the mountain. Whether you are a girl or boy, you can see the mountain. Whether you are seeing in the morning, afternoon, evening, you can do that. Whether you are a small or a middle age or old age. So it is independent of the subject. That is called objective reality. The third one is subjective reality. Only I can see, you can see, or the individual concerned can see or perceive. My thoughts, only I know. I am happy. I know. I am sad. I know. Right? I am fearful. I know. But others cannot see. So other may say that you are not fearful. But you will say that I know. That's a reality for the individual, right? That is called subjective reality. So the one is the absolute reality. In Sanskrit it is known as Paramarthika Satyam. Second is the objective reality is known as Vyavaharika Satyam, that is transactional reality. And the subjective reality is known as a Pradibhasika Satyam. It is only for the subject, the individual, it is the real. I'll give you the example. For the transactional reality, I have given the mountain, the river, the moon, sun, the physical laws, the chemistry, physics, gravitational force, the space, air, fire, water, land. These are all objective reality. Correct? Then the subjective reality is your likes, dislikes, your fear, your anger, jealousy, envy, all that is subjective reality. The absolute reality is known as Brahman, which we saw, that consciousness. The objective reality is known as Ishvara Shrishti. It's created by God. Ishvara Shrishti. And the subjective reality is known as Jiva Shrishti. The individual, created by the individual. So the Ishvara Srishti is all that we saw, whatever the Ishvara Srishti. We saw the sun, moon, the season, the day, the night, all the physical laws, physics, chemistry, biology, gravitation, everything is Ishvara Srishti. The human beings are Ishvara Srishti. Then the law of karma is Ishvara Srishti. Then dharma is Ishvara Srishti. The order, right? You know that you don't want anybody to hurt you, so you should not hurt anybody. So that is the dharma. The dharma is also Ishvara Srishti. So the Ishvara Srishti talks about the physical laws. It talks about the law of karma, the cause and effect, and also it talks about the dharma, right? Then the Ishvara Srishti is the objective reality. Then we talk about the Jiva Srishti. Jiva Sashti is, as I explained, that likes, dislikes, fear, everything. Right? Now the question comes when we are talking about Ishvara Srishti, what is Ishvara or who is Ishvara? Who is God or what is God? Okay? It depends upon to whom we are addressing this, because depending upon the level of the recipient, then the knowledge is transferred. That's what the guru they do. The gurus do that way. First they assess the level of the Shishya, accordingly he communicates. The guru stoops down to the level of the Shishya and gradually elevate him, and they both come to the same level. So let us see the definition of Ishvara first from a devotee point of view. Okay, the devotional or the bhakti point of view. In a devotional point of view, what is Ishvara or what is God is, a devotee thinks that God is a supreme being who created and sustained the world. The God is loving. So he is saying that he is a supreme being, a human being, right? And he is just, he is omniscient, he is omnipotent. So the devotee, what happens that he may even visualize the God as Shiva, Vishnu, Durga, or any other personal deity. Okay? So you will see that divine with attributes, Saguna Brahman. Okay? In other words, the devotee's point of view of God is the intelligent and compassionate ruler of the universe. So the devotee defines God as what? The intelligent and compassionate ruler of the universe. In Sanskrit, Jagat Karta is the creator of the world, Jagat Niyanta is the controller, and Jayat Palakaha is the protector. Now let us come from a philosophical point of view. In a philosophical point of view, they don't see God as a being, a separate person sitting above the cloud. They say that the God is total intelligence and an order, total order behind everything. He is a total intelligence and order behind everything. The intelligence manifests as what? It manifests as all laws of the nature. Physics, chemistry, biology, gravity. Then the intelligence manifests as the law of karma, the moral cause and effect relationship. And also the intelligence manifests as the inner moral sense, dharma. So from the philosophical point of view, how is God defined as? The definition of God is the total cosmic order. That is Ishvara. The total cosmic order is Ishvara. So here, the philosophical point of view, it manifests as every law, every rhythms, every harmony in creation. So is nothing but God's expression, the manifestation of the God. The sunrise, the orbit of the planets, okay, the planets move around, right, the path of the planets, then the law of karma, the intelligence in the DNA, all are God's manifestation. Now the third, the Advaitin point of view is only consciousness is there, everything else is appearance in the consciousness. This is the absolute reality. Be it a subject, be it an object. Everything is an appearance in the consciousness. The consciousness, which is they define as God, is beyond name, form and attribute. Okay. So this is what the Advaitin define. So depending upon to whom you are addressing, then the perspective differs and the definition differs. Right. Now the question comes, there are floods and people die. In Darjeeling, a lot of people died, 18-20 people died. Stampede, a lot of people are dying. In Ahmedabad to London flight, more than 200 people died, including children. If God is love is God, then, and God is compassionate, then why all this thing is happening? Then the people say that we don't believe in God. We don't believe in the existence of God. Because had God been there, all these things would not have happened. If you really understand, I will give an example. In a 14-story building, in the 7th floor, in the balcony side, somebody is doing exercise with the dumbbells, and he is hearing music and dancing and also doing exercise. There is a person in the ground floor walking. He is a very, very meritorious, righteous person. He has not done any sin. He is a very good, pious person. And when the person in the 7th floor, when he is doing dumbbells, moving around, and by negligence, one dumbbell fell from his hand and on the head of the person who is walking on the ground floor. And on the spot, he dies. Now, is God kind because it happened to a person who is very pious? He has done nothing wrong. Here we need to understand that. Instead of dumbbell, even you put a rubber ball, because due to gravity, which is a law of the nature, whether the person who is walking is Trump, President Trump or Putin or anybody for the matter, it will fall down, and if they happen to be there, it will fall on their head. That is our law. And this law is created by, we say that Ishvara Srishti is applicable to everybody all the time. Can we blame the gravitational law for that ball falling on somebody's head? Yes, the negligence of the person who is doing in the balcony and dancing and not taking proper care is the individual's responsibility and the negligence. To that extent, he is responsible and the court will take appropriate action. Here, we say that in that objective reality or the Ishvara Srishti, law of karma is also there. We don't know that what the person has done in the previous birth for which he has to pay the price now. So, before commenting on anything, saying that God has been cruel and he is not there, we need to understand the different point of view. Advaitin Vedantic says that everything is an appearance in consciousness, be it the subject or object. What is there is only consciousness, which is there all the time. They defined consciousness as Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means it is there all the time. When the existence with a particular name and form is having different name. For example, table. Table exists. Book exists. Fan exists. But the table, fan and book, they are not permanent. They are there for some time and they decay or they get destroyed. But the existence, the book is, the isness is always there. That is the consciousness. Before the table formed, it was a wooden plank and a tree and a seed, everything is there. That keep changing, but the isness is always there. They say that consciousness or God is existence which is there all the time. And to know God, you don't need one more God. Or to know Brahman, you don't need one more Brahman. It is self-luminous. That's why it is called Chit. And it is only there. Nothing else is there. It's there all the place. It's only there and everywhere. That is called Anantam. Anantam means there is no end. It is infinite. Because it is Anantam, it is the only thing there. It is also Anandam, happiness. Now, ladies and gentlemen, understand, I hope you understand now the definition of God. Who is God or what is God? Depending upon what is your viewpoint, where you are today, you will appreciate this. Right? You will appreciate this. If you are believing that there is a world, there are different individualities, okay? That is objective reality. If you believe in objective reality, then you don't have God is also there. A creator has to be there. An intelligent cause has to be there. So you cannot say that I believe in world, I believe in tree, I believe in mountain, I believe in river, I believe in different human being, I believe in table, I believe in fan. That is a reality for me. That means you are in a relative or objective, you are in an objective reality. In objective reality, then you don't have a choice but to understand, accept existence of God, who is the creator, who is the order, of the whole universe, right? Is the cosmic order you have to appreciate. If you are a Advaita Vedantin, then if you say that only consciousness is there, everything is an appearance, then you believe the consciousness is there. You can term that consciousness as God. So how you want to define is depending upon where you are and what is your level of understanding. So friends, I hope you have understood the concept very clearly. That is absolute reality, then objective reality, subjective reality, Vyavaharika, Ishvara Srishti and Jiva Srishti, and who or what is God. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Gurubhyo Namaha, Namo Namaha.